Amazing.
Good, nice.
So Diwali is right around the corner, and I always look forward to Diwali because one, I get to eat all kind of sweet snacks my mom makes, and one of the sweets my mom makes, which I look forward to, is rose cookies. For people who do not know what is rose cookies, it's made from coconut milk. Some people use egg, but because it's festival, we don't use egg. And like I have a special sweet, I'm pretty sure you all have something special that you all look forward to during any festival. So I would like to get to know you all better. So here are some rapid fire questions for you all. Starting off with, what is your favorite Diwali sweet?
Kaju Katli.
Shout out.
Kaju Katli.
Gujia. Okay. And I think we call it Badusha here. Same. And second question is, what is your favorite Diwali outfit? Is it sari for ladies out there, or is it? Alright. Anything else? Shreya, what is your favorite Diwali outfit?
Sari, half lehenga.
Okay, same. And next thing is, what is your, everyone can shout this answer out, what is your favorite Diwali firecracker?
Hydrogen bomb.
It's a clean one.
That one.
Susarbati.
Yes, same. Alright, keeping the same enthusiasm forward, let's move on to the meeting. But before we proceed with the meeting, there are some golden rules we all have to follow here at Toastmasters. Just like how we do not want our rockets blowing off at wrong time, we also do not want our mobile phones to be rung at wrong time. So please take out your mobile phones and put them on silent. And give me a thumbs up when you're all done.
Done.
Good. Second is, you all are seated here in beautiful Rangoli designs. And we do not want people disrupting this beautiful Rangoli pattern. So please stay seated during the meeting, and in case you want to exit or enter, please do so when you hear the sweet sound of it afterwards. Third is, let's keep our conversations as sweet as jalebi, and let's keep all the SRP topics outside, which is sex, religion and politics. Now that we are all set, we can proceed forward with the meeting. So the person I'm going to call next, I asked her what is her favorite memory during festivals. She told that it's getting to spend quality time with her family members. And I think that's fair enough, because we all look forward to festivals because we get to spend good amount of time with our family members. She tells that she finds joy in taking a pause and reconnecting with her loved ones. She also reflects this true spirit of festival. She's warm, she's kind, and she radiates with kindness. Everywhere she goes, she spreads kindness and positivity and joy. She's a software engineer by profession, and she's also a very, very, very sweet and enthusiastic person. Let's put our hands and welcome the ever sweet, ever caring and cheerful President Chaitra Chandapillai. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands and let us welcome our
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavana, for that very sweet introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Welcome to meeting number 1498. I declare meeting number 1498 open. Now, before we move forward with our meeting, we have a very special occasion happening here, and that is we are welcoming someone to our club. In order to carry the induction ceremony forward, can I ask our Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Veeresh, to please come here on stage.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Good evening.
Whenever a new member wishes to join Toastmasters, we are required to conduct the induction ceremony. Today, on 17th October, it is our duty and our privilege to induct a new member into the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. Great things in Toastmasters can never be done by one person. Great achievements are never the work of one person alone. They are made possible by a group of individuals who come together with a shared vision, much like Bangalore Toastmasters Club. We are here today because we recognize simple yet powerful truths. Individually, we are just one rock, but together we are a mighty ocean. As we welcome a new member into our community, we are reminded of the power of unity. Each of you bring something unique, your skills, your passion, your ideas. Alone, we may seem like just a drop, but together we create something far greater. An ocean is vast, deep, and unstoppable, not because of a single drop, but because of the countless drops that come together as one. Likewise, our strength lies in supporting each other, lifting one another up, and striving towards a common purpose. To our new member, as you step into the journey with us, know that you are not alone. You are now part of something bigger, a network of individuals who will inspire, challenge, and stand beside you. Your contributions, no matter how small they seem, will help shape our future. So let's move forward together with a shared vision, determination, and the unwavering belief that as one, we can achieve greatness. Now it's time to welcome our newest member, Vijayan C. Let's put our hands together. Our next inductee sees social entrepreneurship as the art solving society's problems. Meet Divyanand. He is an aspiring social entrepreneur. Professionally, he is an analyst in American fintech by the name Bread Financial. He holds a bachelor degree in hotel management and a master's degree in social work. He is passionate about reading, actively runs a book club in his firm. Amrith, please take note of this. Wants to actively participate in Toastmasters book club too. Other passions include writing, photography, yoga, so on. On weekends, you can find him in bookstores checking new books or cafe hopping or visiting restaurants to try new food items. Reason for joining Toastmasters is to overcome the stage fear and grow in his journey of social entrepreneurship. Now, I would request all of you to please withhold your applause until the ceremony is completed. You are joining an international worldwide organization which helps to improve your communication and leadership skills. And you are joining the legendary, historic Bangalore Toastmasters Club, which is one of the oldest club and the second largest club in the country. I, as VP membership, on behalf of the BTMC, along with all my colleagues, express our pride and our joy in welcoming you into the club. VP Education Toastmaster Amrith Kaur, do you concur with me that the mentor has already been assigned to Vijayan?
Yes.
Yes. Do you concur with me that Alan Arana is the mentor for the new member? Membership in this club and in Toastmasters International is a privilege and a responsibility too. We are here today because we understand that great improvements invariably involves the cooperation of many minds. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. We are here to travel on the trust and support of one another. This means that you must be active member of this club, attend meetings regularly, prepare fully for your duties, and help keep our club strong and dynamic. Now, I request you to put your right hand forward and to repeat this pledge after me. I,
I, Vijayan,
in the presence of my fellow members of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club, make this firm obligation to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment, to apply myself to the projects outlined in the Toastmasters education program, to participate actively in club activities, to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner, to build open, friendly relationships with my fellow members, and to bring other new members into the club so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters. I will now ask only the members of the club stand up. Please put your right hand forward as you take the oath and repeat after me. We the members of Bangalore Toastmasters Club pledge to support you in your quest for self-development, to provide you with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you opportunities, to help others, and to make your Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience. Thank you very much. You may now take your seats. It is my pleasure now to declare you as an installed member of the Bangalore Toastmasters Club. I now request our President Toastmaster Chaitra Chandapillai to greet the newly inducted member. Thank you, President Toastmaster Chaitra Chandapillai, for doing the honors. Dear new member, you may please occupy your seat. Let's give a big warm welcome to our new member as he leaves the seat. I now hand over the lectern back to our President Toastmaster Chaitra Chandapillai. Thank you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veeresh, and welcome to BTMC once again, Toastmaster Vijayan. Before we proceed to the next section of our meeting, may I request our Secretary, Toastmaster Shreyas S K, to give us the minutes of our previous meeting.
Good evening, my Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
I like the energy, it's good. Thanks to the SA. So the theme of last week's meeting was respect similarities and celebrate differences. The word of the day was unique. It was the word of the day, unique. It was totally used 3 times during the day, and I hope you use it throughout your life. Total number of members present were 23. The number of guests present were 9, and all the awardees were the patakas of a club. The best speaker went to our Dean Toastmaster Bhat. The best evaluator was a tie between Toastmaster Vivek and Toastmaster Anand. The best table topic speaker went to our obviously daring DM Vijayan. The best, what is left? Yes, thank you. The best role taker award went to Toastmaster Chaitra. Over to you.
Members, are there any amendments to the minutes of meeting number 1497? No. Okay, I declare the minutes of meeting number 1497 passed. Now we all look forward to Diwali by the time it reaches June. Right? We are already tired of the first half of the year. And coming up is festival season from October onwards. Like many people in the year 2013, people in Uttarakhand also were looking forward to Diwali. But unfortunately, they had a natural disaster at that time. They had floods. And things got really, really bad. Houses were destroyed, livelihoods were destroyed, and a lot of people were rendered homeless. They had nowhere to go. They had lost their food, their security, and even their houses. So as a country, we all came together to help the people of Uttarakhand, right? There were a lot of NGOs that set up food distribution of essential goods like blankets, and there were a lot of NGOs that were looking to help people get back to their normal lives by helping them get back to their houses. In a tiny village named Gaiwali, we saw one such instance. Now all the NGOs had already distributed the essential goods to the villagers, but that still left them with a huge gap. They did not have secure houses. They lost a lot of their household goods, and by the time it was October and time for Diwali, they felt that they would not be able to properly celebrate. Now, as a community, the village decided that no, we are going to celebrate, we are going to show that we are coming together as a village, and we're going to come together as a community and have a little bit of happiness in the midst of all this gloom. So they set up a huge system for volunteering, right? They set up distribution for not just rice and dal, but also sweets, whatever they could get. The blankets were distributed, and there was also money coming in from NGOs. And they used that as best as they could. They got the little children to gather around and put up a little bit of decorations. They got the youth to help the homeowners rebuild a little bit so that they could spend Diwali in their houses. And they got diyas when it came to the actual festival of Diwali. Just a little bit of a muted celebration, but still a celebration where everyone could come together in gratitude that they still had the community standing with them, and in the hope that they could rebuild after this disaster. And it was not a very grand celebration, but it was a celebration that brought warmth to people's hearts and that gave hope to people who had lost almost everything. Now, as we go forward for today's meeting, we also have different instances in the country where people have lost a lot. People are still recovering from the Punjab floods. And I would like to remind you that it's a time to spread warmth and also try and contribute to people who are in need in whatever small way we can. Now, to take today's meeting forward, we have someone who really likes to lead a life filled with fun and laughter. When he was a child, he loved traveling in buses. And when someone asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up, he said, "I want to be a bus conductor." Of course, take an example from Rajdeep, obviously. He also got into some really other fun instances in his life. Once he was in a zoo and he looked at the rhino enclosure and decided that it was time to go feed the rhino. I don't know how he managed to survive that, but we do have him here in our club today. This person really loves wildlife, and his favorite place is Bangalore. He is a sector leader for South Asia in a company called Suraana, and people would describe him as a very witty person. So friends, help me welcome onto the stage the person who is going to take our meeting forward, our Toastmaster for the day, Toastmaster Vaidyanathan.
Am I audible? Yes. Loud and clear? Excellent. Very loud. So how is the church today?
Hi.
Hi? So how many of you here can't understand Kannada? 1, 2, 3. You can't understand Kannada. Okay, don't worry. When I speak, you will all be able to understand. Right? So let me narrate an incident. In fact, I was trying to figure out what exactly I need to speak when I was driving on the way to Ashirwad. And that's when I realized I need to speak about an incident which I felt in the morning today. Okay? So I happened to meet a wonderful human being, a gem of a person. Okay? In the morning when I was going around for a morning walk around my apartment complex. I guess this is the first time that I met him because he has moved in recently, I presume. So we said hi, and then he came and he said, reading Jasti, huh? Reading Jasti means, sorry, Arthagilla. So that means he's asking, is your reading high? I said, no, I don't understand what the meaning of reading is. So walking Martha is you're going on a walk. Yeah, how? Reading Jasti. I literally couldn't figure out what exactly he was trying to convey. He said, yes, obviously your BP must be high. I said, no, not at all. I keep myself fit. No way. I said, check mark something. You go it. That means please check, it should be there. Okay, don't think that you don't have. He said, I don't have that much of hypertension and I'm normal. First instance, first day, first meeting. Said BP okay, parvagilla bidi, but sugar irrelevant. I was a bit hesitant to take this discussion ahead. So BP no Allah, sugar no Allah, I'm all right. So I don't have BP, neither BP nor hyper or diabetes, and I'm perfectly fine. Sir, adella bidi, ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? Even people like you who look hale and healthy, fit exactly, they die suddenly out of cardiac arrest. Okay, so 3 specific gem of a sentence he made. One about BP, one about hypertension, the diabetes, and the third one he said that don't think that you are hale and healthy, get yourself checked, otherwise you might die. So what a wonderful start I had for this day, right? So there are 2 ways in which I could have taken this, right? One, cringe about what this guy had said during my first meeting, or take it up with a lot of laughter, a tinge of laughter. So that's when your heart literally light up, isn't it? We are surrounded by people of many kinds, right? So we get people like the person whom I met, or there will be people who are extremely serious like our president, or we will see people like Priyanka, who is a bit witty. Okay, so we get people of all kinds. So all that we need to do is we need to take it with a pinch of, not with a pinch of salt, but with a pinch of humor. Okay, that's when really life literally lights up, your heart lights up. And we are all here in Toastmasters meeting for what? People say that people come here to improve their public speaking skills. People say that they come here to improve their leadership skills. more than anything else, I think people do also come here to get a sense of camaraderie, isn't it? A sense of friendship. Once the meeting gets over, the gossip is the best way to improve your life. You know that? How many of us indulge in gossip? If you don't, start it today. Okay, so this is a place for gossip. This is a place for making friendship. And that's when your heart becomes much more lighter, right? So this idea came into one fine gentleman so many years back by name Rashi Smedley. He felt that people are very boring and then they are not able to speak up and then make contact. So that's when he decided to set up a club called the Toastmasters Club many years back. So are there any guests here for the very first time? So today I thought I would be asking, are there any Toastmasters here? Because the benches were almost, the chairs were almost empty, but luckily the Toastmasters are here. Any guests for the first time? First time? Okay, there are, two people, okay. So one on the left and right. So there are three specific sessions in a Toastmasters meeting. Okay, the first one is your prepared speech session. So that means a speaker can come in three different options. One is they come prepared, or they come over prepared, or they come without preparation. Okay? But they need to come and speak on certain guidelines, based on certain guidelines. That's one. And the second one is called as impromptu speaking or table topic speeches. So here there are two different kind of speakers. One is unprepared, they come. Whatever topics that is given, they come and speak. So you get to know the true personality, that's one. Or the second one, they come prepared for table topics. And whatever topic comes, they tweak the topic according to the preparation that they do. Okay, so there are two different ones. And finally, there is something which is very interesting, which is very important in Toastmasters meeting, which is called evaluation session. And today, we are going to have an evaluator. I was thinking how to introduce him, ladies and gentlemen. The adjectives are not good. So he was distinguished Toastmaster, the previous or the past president of our club, won numerous awards. You name any award in the country, you will have it. Okay? That's the kind of person. In Toastmasters, he was the district champion in table topics, district champion in evaluation, not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4 times, but 5 times. That's what I was told. But after that, he lost count. So there may be many more. So after 5, he counted. And then he also had degrees counted. He's counting degrees. So I think he has got 1 PhD, 2 PhD. I think he must be going in for the third one as well, I did. And more importantly, he's a wonderful human being. I think he can be a tormentor, but he can be a real good mentor. Right? So he mentored n number of excellent Toastmasters in our club. So ladies and gentlemen, we have an absolute privilege to have him here as a member of our club. Put your hands together to welcome the General Evaluator of the Day, Toastmaster Rajdeep Manwani. And to assist him, we have a 3-member team which is called as a tag team. To begin with, we will start with grammarian. So grammarian, can you please read out your the guidelines?
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Good evening. Many years ago, a king sent 2 identical letters. One carefully worded, and another carelessly written. Only the first was welcomed. The second was misunderstood, causing confusion across the kingdom. The lesson: grammar is not just structure, it's the difference between connection and chaos. Tonight as grammarian, I'll be guiding us to choose our words wisely, so our messages builds bridges and not walls. It is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. as grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day, which is enthusiasm, which means a strong feeling of excitement, interest, or eagerness about something. An example of the word is she's enthusiastic about her job. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammatics report when called upon during the meeting and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, and back to Toastmaster.
Thank you. As the R counter, we have Toastmaster Muralidhar.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
If sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa is musical notes, the filler words as, yun, are all this verbal raga notes. Of course, these filler words sometimes are sweet, sometimes of the beat. With the filler words, we can make songs also. O anta wa pa wa, a anta wa wa. I'll be watching carefully these filler words and give a report.
Thank you. Michael, please come on stage.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Today, I'll be playing the role of timer. My duty as a timer, I'll be making sure of all people who are coming on stage will get fair share of time on the stage. For prepared speeches, we'll have time from 5 to 7 minutes. For 5 minutes, I'll show green card. For 6 minutes, I'll show yellow, and for 7 minutes, I'll show a red card. For table topics, the timing is from 1 to 2 minutes. For 1 minute, I'll show green card. For 1.5 minutes, I'll show yellow, and for 2 minutes, I'll show red card.
Thank you. All right, now we will begin the first session, which is called the guest. What is the first session called? Prepared speech session. Okay. So let's start the session by calling the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Rashi to read out the guidelines.
Happy evening, Toastmaster. Happy evening, all. There are two purposes of the project. The first one is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a group meeting. The second one is for the members to demonstrate their ability to deliver an effective, respectful, and evaluation speech. All the best to you.
Thank you. The first speaker is a true Indian, true Bangalorean, and a true Toastmaster. Do you know why I say this? He loves cricket. He's an engineer. And he loves making friends. Right? So Indian, Bangalorean, and the Toastmaster. So today he is going to attempt a project on the manual called Presentation Mastery. And the speech is titled 2 Coins and the Diamond. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome the first speaker, Toastmaster Shreyas on stage.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and beloved guests.
Good evening.
When was the last time you showed kindness and never expected nothing from it? A famous philosopher once said, "Act with kindness and never expect gratitude." The famous philosopher was Confucius. Tonight, let me speak about 2 stories, one an ancient and one a personal story which led me toward truth. When your own kindness stops being about you, life starts thinking about you. Once, Lord Krishna and Arjuna were walking on the streets as common men. Arjuna saw a beggar who was begging for money. Arjuna told Krishna, Krishna, in this beautiful world, why do such people exist who are struggling? Lord Krishna intentionally ignored his words and started walking with him. Like all of us, Arjuna took out a bag full of gold coins and handed it over to the beggar and asked him to stop begging going forward. The beggar was excited and with enthusiasm planned to have these coins and imagined that he would build a house and settle with his family. While he was heading back home, a robber attacked him and took away all the coins. Disappointed, without any other option, he had to take a decision to continue begging. The next day, when Arjuna and Krishna, they noticed him as he was begging. Arjuna this time stepped towards him and asked him that, I handed a bag full of gold coins to you. Why are you still begging? The beggar told the story what happened to him, and Arjuna consoled him, told, don't worry, it happens. Take this. This time he gave a diamond to the beggar. The beggar was again excited and he started assuming about himself that he would sell this diamond in his village, get a lot of money, build a house and settle with his family. Excited, he ran back home and hid that into a pot in the shelf and slept happily. The very morning, the beggar's wife wanted to get water from the river, and as you all know, women are very good in picking the right things. So among the set of pots, she picked the pot in which he had placed the diamond. She took that pot and headed towards the river to get the water. And the diamond slipped into the water, and as the beggar got to know about this story, he was disappointed again. And without any option, so he got back to begging. This time, Krishna stepped ahead of Arjuna and told him, Aja bhai, Ajay, इस बार तो तुम्हारा बहुत हो गया. So he handed over 2 coins to him and left from there. Arjuna was curious to know what is happening in his life. So Arjuna secretively followed the beggar. As the beggar was sitting at the river bank and was observing, he saw a fisherman carry fishes, and he saw one of the fish which was struggling and gasping for life. He decided that at least with these 2 coins, let me provide happiness to someone. And he handed over those coins to the fisherman and took the fish and threw it into the water. As he was observing, the fish surfaced onto the water and brought that diamond onto the shore. Seeing that he was excited with enthusiasm, he shouted, Mil gaya, Mil gaya! As he was shouting, he saw that the robber was passing by. The robber assumed that this guy is shouting at me. This would happen with many of us, right? When we are traveling in the train without a ticket, any person with a white shirt passing by, we assume that he is a ticket collector. Whereas he is also someone like us without a ticket roaming in the train. So once he observed that, he imagined that he is shouting at him. Being in panic that he would be noticed in the village, the robber ran closer to the beggar and told, please don't shout, let me return back the gold coins which I took it from you. Now the beggar has the coins and the diamond with him. Observing all this, Arjuna ran back to Krishna and asked him, how come this happened? Krishna explained him, the moment you gave him coins, the moment you gave him diamond, he always thought about himself.
But the moment I gave him coins, when he thought about others, that's when I thought about him. A personal story. My uncle, who had spent his time and money on us in upbringing us, had lost his job with the little savings with him and dignity on line. So I felt this was an opportunity, and I set up a retail store for him through which it was recognized in our area and he could lead a happy and dignified life. So two stories, a common principle. It says, kindness is not a transaction. Friends, we need kind people in the world, not always a perfect person, a kind person who can help others and not keep a track of what he is doing. As Confucius whispered it, and Lord Krishna illustrated it, and my uncle's shop proved it. When you think about others, life always thinks about you. Thank you. Over to the PM.
A round of applause to Shreyas here. I think the experience spoke, right? It was a ticketless travel. We got about you, Shreyas. Okay, very good. And the next speaker will be evaluated by Toastmaster PM.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and your guests. Good evening. The speaker is attending research and presentation project from Missionary Communication. The purpose of the project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Timer, please note 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you. Thank you.
The next speaker who is going to come on stage is the Vice President Education of our club. She was also the area champion of the prepared speech contest which happened a week ago. She runs her own startup which focuses on health and wellness. And ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome the next speaker, Toastmaster Amrith Kaur on stage.
Can I ask all of you to think about your favorite color?
Okay.
Now raise your hand if you thought of blue. Many hands. Great, thank you. Now, the vast blue sky and the grand blue ocean may trick us into thinking that blue is everywhere. But in reality, blue is surprisingly rare in nature. Oceans and sky are basically lying to us. They do not have any pigment or they do not have any color of their own. They are tricking our eye. The sunlight, which is not just white, but it is a combination of colors with various wavelengths. Once it enters the Earth's atmosphere, the gases and the particles which are present in the air, they reflect back and scatter a lot of light. The shorter wavelength or the color with the shorter wavelength, which is blue, is scattered the most. The color or the wavelength which is scattered the most is visible the most. And hence, our sky appears blue. Pretty much similar is why oceans also appear blue. water absorbs the longer wavelength of red and scatters the shorter wavelength of blue, and hence the color blue of water. And the deeper that you go in water, the deeper blue it becomes, or at least appears. Now let's look at the animal kingdom. In animal kingdom, there are a lot of, one second. Okay, so in animal kingdom, now think about it. There are no blue tigers, no blue bats, no blue dogs. There are not even any blue whales. They're actually grey, right? In fact, no bird, no mammal or reptile is actually blue. They all appear blue. And out of millions of species on Earth, less than 1% of those species appear blue. And those who appear blue, they've mastered the art of optical illusion through millions of years of evolution. Let's take, for example, birds, like a blue jay or a kingfisher, or our own national pride, peacock. The feathers do not have any blue in them. They are just, the blue appears because of how they are reflecting the light. And if you really want to test it out, I have a suggestion. You can take a peacock feather and really grind it to a powder. And what you would get is brown. I know there are many bird lovers in the room, and they would not like to grind the feather. So what they can do is pick the feather and put it on a white lit surface, and you would see the feather looks brown. So similarly, fishes, amphibians, and reptiles, they also appear blue only because of how the skin or the scales on their skin reflect the light and create an optical illusion of the color blue. Now let's look at fruits and flowers in nature. What is the most blue color fruit we know? Blueberries? A lie. Blueberries are not blue. They're deep purple. Similarly, a lot of flowers which appear to be blue, the pigment that is present in them is primarily either lavender, purple, or violet. Luckily, in flowers, there are a few exceptions. I'm sure you must have heard about, and it's very much in rage these days, butterfly pea flower, right? Or Himalayan blue poppy. These are some Indian examples, which have natural blue pigment in them. But if you take the petals of these leaves and rub on a white sheet paper, what you will get is a very, very pale blue color, because the blue pigment is deep inside the cells of the petals. And in order to extract that pigment, we either have to go through some process like crushing the leaves and soaking it in water, or we can boil the leaves and then extract the pigment. So nothing is freely available in nature. You have to do some work. Even the most popular and natural indigo color is not originally blue. As we know, all leaves in nature have a green pigment, right? However, the indigo leaves have a special characteristic, and when they are taken through a tedious, long, alchemical process of fermentation and oxidation, that is when they produce a blue pigment. So when we are dyeing a fabric, if you take a fabric and dip it in an indigo vat, and it comes out, first it comes out as green. And from green it turns into blue after a couple of minutes of oxidation. Now these are a couple of examples. However, we can take few more examples. Okay, having said that, we do have blue, pure blue pigment in nature, but it is extremely rare. Lapis lazuli is a semi-precious stone, which when grounded, gives a beautiful, luminous blue color. The pigment which comes out of lapis lazuli is called ultramarine, which means beyond the sea. And it gets its name because of the remote origin of this stone, which is in Afghanistan. In the ancient times, the very best grade of blue or lapis lazuli were as expensive as gold and was mostly used by the royals. In art, it was reserved for the most important parts of the painting, like the robes of Jesus or Virgin Mary in the European art, and for Krishna's skin or the robes of gods in the Indian miniature art. Although blue is rare in nature, it has become part of everyday life and language. Just for sample, men in blue, blue label, blue blood, blue flame, Bluetooth, blue screen, blue movie, blue ribbon, blue diamond, blue planet, blue eyes, blue blooded, blue collar, blue book, blue cheese, blue jeans, bleach blue, turning blue, Monday blues, weekend blues, feeling blue, out of the blue, once in a blue moon, black and blue, my blue person, Krishna's blue, Ashoka Chakra blue, Baba Saheb's coat blue, and even international climb blue. So blue is everywhere in our life and in our imagination. But I must tell you that just like love, the color blue is also an illusion and is rare to find. Back to
What's the color of my t-shirt? Blue. Blue. It's not an illusion, it's a true color. Blue. When I was in college, I used to watch Blue. Okay, movies. Don't think too much. In fact, it's been a while since I listened to the physics and chemistry and biology classes, but today I think she spoke like a professor. I said, in between she also put us in fact, I was thinking about Beulah ma'am. Okay, I was on classic. Okay, that's a different story altogether. But I was a bit worried when she spoke about the alpha, lambda, the wavelengths, the new frequency, which was a physics part, and then she moved on to biology. But my favorite subject, which is chemistry, was missing till the last one. And finally she said oxidation. That's when I felt the heat of relief. Thanks, a wonderful speech. We never thought so much about blue. But your salary is, salary. So men obviously know salary. Your salary is also blue in color, right? Excellent. I think she deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. From blue speech to the next speech. Our next speech is going to be evaluated by Toastmaster. All the three evaluators are going to be three women evaluators. Tough time, I can't help it. See, if at all if you need to catch hold of someone, then it has to be the vice president. Shivani, please come on stage and then you can read the project items. Yeah, you want to be there? You're allergic of blue? You're not allergic of blue, right?
No.
Okay, then fine. Okay. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
The speaker is attempting level 3 elective project called Researching and Presenting. The pathway is team collaboration. The purpose statement, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. All the best to the speaker. Back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is a past president of our club. He calls himself a data plumber. Don't think that he gets into some plumbing work, okay? So he is a data scientist, you can say. And more importantly, he is a walking encyclopedia. I will say this with full conviction because you go to him with any subject, I think he will have some opinion or some idea about that. He would have highly well read is what I can say. And more importantly, he is a wonderful human being, always ready to help someone who is in need. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome the past president of our club who is going to deliver a speech today on stage, Toastmaster Vivek Vijayan.
How many of you get piped water at home? I mean, you colloquially call it as corporation water or Kaveri water. I have a not so good news for you. At Research Institute, whom I am passively associated with, has found that piped water supplied in Bangalore has some chemicals which is pretty harmful, and they have a petition. And what I do is to read out a small portion of the petition because I cannot read the entire portion, and so that you will know what this deadly substance is, and so that I can come around and ask you if you can support it. Okay, anyway. This is known as DHMO. DHMO is known as hydroxyl acid and is a major component of acid rain. It can cause severe burns in vapor form. It can cause erosion in our natural landscape. It accelerates corrosion and rusting of many metals. It has even been found in excised tumors of terminal cancer patients. Despite the danger, it is used as an industrial solvent and coolant in many forms of cruel animal research, distribution of pesticides, and as an additive in food products. The petition appeals to filter DHMO from our piped water supply. With a raise of hands, how many of you would be able to kind of support this? That's just signature. Thank you very much. That's really helpful. Now I'll come around. Okay. So what is DHMO? DHMO is dihydrogen monoxide. Dihydrogen monoxide. One molecule of dihydrogen monoxide contains 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. What is it? Water. Water. Something as simple as water was converted and made to believe that it was something as deadly as DHMO. The chemical name is dihydrogen monoxide. This is what is called alarming people with simple things and taking it a completely different turn. For people who did not get it, see, in vapor form it can cause problems, right? And in excised tumors in cancer patients, it contains water. That's what I told you, it contains DHMO. This whole alarming news is not new. This was designed not by me but somebody in 1983, and this has been fooling people for. But this is just to tell you how something as simple as this can be made very, very alarming. If you look at one report that came in 2007, there was the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. That was the period of climate change, etc. And then it was told that the entire Himalayan glacier would completely melt by 2035. It was very high melting rate. Now 2035 is just around the corner. If glaciers in Himalayas completely melt in 2035, there is no Ganga, there is no Brahmaputra, there is no Yamuna, that's it. Then it was seen that it was just made alarming so that it can appear in papers. Actually, even if at that alarming rate it was to melt, it
It would take 300 years for the glaciers in the Himalayas to completely melt off. And it was called. The flaw in the headline making was called, and the scientist had to apologize. It's an Indian scientist, Pachori. Next, if you look at it, in 2016, there was in Sweden some kind of a what you call enumeration that's conducted that you are very familiar with right now, and details were conducted about the brain tumor, and it was found that brain tumor is very high in highly educated people and people who are working as essentially white collar jobs and not blue collar jobs. So then it was thought that people should not go visit library because increased exposure in library means that the neurons are like heating up, right? And then the brain tumor occurs. But it was more of the way the data was collected. Only people who are slightly wealthy can really go and are okay to give the information, get to know that this is brain tumor. So why the blue collar never knew it? So the whole collection was wrong. Okay. And I'm sure in closer home, right, in India, we all have gone through second round of COVID, second wave of COVID. We were told that January 2022 there would be a third wave which will be much more severe. I'm still waiting. I'm not waiting, but I'm surprised, right? That's not there. Then you have other stuff, right? Sticky rice. Have you seen that plastic rice, etc. People? It's nothing that it's boiled rice. Boiled rice is sticky. It's in the Chinese are sending plastic rice. No, it is not. And then you had funny things like UN declared Indian national anthem as the best national anthem in the world, etc. It is completely, it was at least enjoyable. That was not really what you call that as an alarming. So in general, we have this tendency of getting alarmed. So how do you really identify an alarming news? The first, I'll give you a simple formula, SLS. Okay. One, if it is sensational, languages like deadly, shocking. This is very, very likely that you click on such things which says deadly, shocking, etc. Then there's something wrong. Okay. Then lack of context. People tell you percentages. For example, taking chocolate reduces the cardiac problems by 37%. But actually, if you look at the whole number, it is just it drops from 3% to 2%. That's it. Okay. So many people tell, no, my website visit increased by 100%. What was it before? 6. Now what is it? 12. That's all. So that's what it is. Then you have sketchy sources. If you think most of these sources that make these get these news are from Reddit these days. Reddit is a completely anonymous source. You can go and tell whatever you want, and you have news. So there is fundamental to journalism, which is what, where, when, why, who. That is not applied. You're just taking from Reddit and putting it as news sources, which is again. So the three things, SLS. One is sensationalism, lack of context, and then the third one is sketchy sources. If you put these, then you would start avoiding news which is alarming. Alright? So SLS, just remember SLS. So finally, the secretary had conducted a survey over a period of 1 year and found that people who vote for me have seen their wealth increase by 2x. Choice is yours.
I know how he got to understand my bosses in the initials. Sensational. One of my bosses always sensational. His name is Shubhajit. Seriously, and the other guy is Lance Woodley. And the third one is Shashank Singh. Wow, I think, hope they listen to this particular speech. No wonder he's called as a dead of number, right? So today he came on stage and then he threw numbers like a pack of cards, isn't it? So wonderful job, but I'm very happy with one thing that he heard my mind was chemistry at the beginning of politics. Hydroxy monoxide. I was thinking, oh, where the hell it's coming from? So then I was thinking about water. Excellent. So good. We had a physics class, biology class, and finally to begin with the chemistry class. Now, like a real school, we will have a short break, but it will not be for 1 hour. It will be for 5 minutes. 3 minutes. Oh, tough principle. Okay, no problem. 3 minutes.
Even the
Okay, now there is a passport for the best speaker or for the best speaker. So there will be a WhatsApp message on your WhatsApp group. Okay, you can choose the best speaker, and the code is 1212. 1212. Okay, so 1 minute over, so we have a break for another 2 minutes. Thank you. You can take your seats. Everyone in? 3 minutes. Okay. 3 minutes over. Time for the next session, which is called the guest. Exactly. So this session is going to be anchored by a person who graduated from one of the prestigious colleges in India. In fact, I dreamt forever, eternity, but all that I could do was to see the compound from outside, which is RAC Trichy, one of the finest. Graduated from RAC Trichy, and then moved on to Bangalore, worked with Padman International, and Anand is also known for audio music systems, right? So today he's going to play some music and we will all dance to his music. Okay? And he's also an avid trekker. So he has recently gone to the Everest base camp. And if you want to become rich, so this is the time for you to get in touch with him, because he has moved from making people dance in the office to making people rich in his professional side. So he has become a financial consultant on making people rich. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome one of the well-dressed Toastmasters today, Toastmaster Pradeep Padmanabhan.
Good evening.
Good evening.
After the break, there's no tea, coffee, right? It's just water.
There is tea, coffee, no time.
Yeah. No time for tea, coffee. But then there's something else that Toastmasters always provides to keep everybody on their feet, to make sure that people are always aware of what they are going to do, or more importantly, what they are going to say. That's what Table Topics does. In case the guests still have a doubt what Table Topics is all about, so I'm going to invite somebody on stage and give them a topic which they speak for a minute. Timer, please note, we are going to have 1 minute green card, 1 minute 15 seconds for the yellow card, and 1 minute 30 seconds red card, and that's about it. 15 seconds of grace period. Alright, so it's going to be very quick, and it's going to be, I always have this analogy of firecrackers, the garland firecrackers. Pat. Things just have to go right away, right? Alright, without much ado, let's get started with Toastmaster Richard. If you could help me with one moment to say, who's the sweet inspector for your Diwali? Who is the sweets inspector for your Diwali? Toastmaster Richard.
Table topic master, fellow Toastmaster, and distinguished guests. When I was the branch manager, I was celebrating Deepavali every day. The reason was I was giving loads. Customers who got loads, they used to give 2 packets. 1 packet to the manager and 1 packet to the hall, to the staff members. And you know how tempting the sweet is. And any work, it involves the tension. And I thought whatever was given to me, if I eat again and again, my tension will go away. But my customers who loved me, they should tell, you are putting on weight. It's not good. That's why, other than eating, you don't eat anything. And yes, they were right. From this place I was transferred to Mysore. And after 1 year, when I returned, people were, my staff members particularly, were very happy to see me. Then you have lost such a weight. You are really smart indeed now. What my customers told me, that was repeated, or it was pinpointed now by our staff member, saying that you should not consume sweets. From October till January, if you continue to take sweets, you will certainly will collapse. Go to tabletop.
Sweet and honest story, and we hope to see you more often here. Good. With that, we'll quickly move on to the next topic. Somebody is going to invite a celebrity to their Diwali party. Diwali parties normally happen at home, right? So somebody is going to invite a celebrity for their Diwali party, but they're going to explain to us who is the celebrity and why. To do that, we have Toastmaster Tirumalesh. A celebrity to your Diwali party. Who and why?
Thanks for the topic. If I invite some celebrity to Diwali, maybe I plan to since I'm a fan of Elon Musk, maybe I want to show him different kind of satellites in India which will happen in Diwali time. So I can invite him and show him about Diwali. Maybe he might be not interested in Diwali or those things, but maybe like I may explain him in a way of he can understand using scientific way, how since he has a company of SpaceX, maybe I can tell him related to those things, like how Diwali is in India is very famous, and I can tell him about the history of the Diwali, how it is really started, those things, and what is the significance of this Diwali, and maybe he can start launching rockets with the different kind of colors what we are following in India. Maybe he can bring out more colors to the his rocket and his innovations. So that's my take on this. Thank you.
Make sure you co-sign the product before you launch it to him. Good. Next up, we have somebody who is going to tell us the funniest and the most chaotic Diwali shopping moment. The funniest and most chaotic Diwali shopping moment. Do we have Toastmaster Vijayan here? All right. Then let's quickly switch us over to Puneeth. Diwali shopping moment.
Tomorrow morning, if you go to Chickpegs Avenue Road, at 6 a.m., you will see a kilometer-long queue. And that queue is going to continue till the afternoon. Because every single Marwadi trader in the city is going to line up to go to this one shop where they will get their book of accounts. And I have never understood the craze for this one shop. And for years, I have seen all my elders line up early morning on Dhanteras, because they want to go and get those freshly printed, thick, red-bound books of accounts. It's a frenzy. And I still can't understand why my family wouldn't move to Tally, like most of the businesses in the city. But they still insist, even those who have the modern ERP and Tally systems, they are also in the line. They're like, we want to do it, it's part of our tradition. So you will see tomorrow morning all the Karopatis, Arashpatis, Lakpatis in the line to buy books. It's a frenzy, because they are fighting over each other to get the best books. I have never understood the logic or the rhyme or the reason for it, but I love to see it happen year on year. It's a tradition that has continued for probably 2 centuries and may continue for 2 more centuries. Thank you, and back to you.
As a business owner,
with that, let's slightly increase the pace here. To tell us something which is very challenging in the festival spirit. What's harder to resist? One more laddu or online discount? What's harder to resist? One more laddu or the Diwali discount sale? To tell us the story, we have Toastmaster Gangaadhar.
Good evening to all Toastmasters and a couple of guests over here today. What is harder to resist? One more laddu or
online discount?
Certainly one more laddu. Because I am somebody who's never enamored by that word called discount. When there's a discount, there's a catch to it, I'm sure. A discount is never a discount. So it never really, gets me going and saying, hey, I should buy more of this, or I should do that, or I should put my money there, I should buy this. No. But yes, when it is motichur laddu, she's asking what is the most favorite sweet, motichur laddu. Then you have to probably think twice, how much did I have today? Or like the bank manager, you have to be very careful because this is a time when you don't realize and you can go on, one sweet here, one sweet there, one sweet here, one sweet there, wishing this one, wishing that one, and goes on that way. So if you're not careful, then your kaju katlis, your laddus, and all that together will show up that evening, the next day, and probably for a week later. And then to add on to it, you probably might get a firing also from your spouse. I told you, be careful, right? So, what is difficult to resist is sweets, not online discounts. That is all.
Whether it's a sweet or a discount, something is always pulling the heartline, right? All right. Thank you so much for that. Vivian. Next up, I have a lot of simple things, but then I have a few stalwarts to challenge. What is a table topic without a challenge for some of our stalwarts? Correct? Let's go with a little one. If you have to say a way of making Diwali more meaningful this year, if there's one way you can make Diwali more meaningful this year for the people around you, how would you do it? Toastmaster Shashank. One way you would make Diwali more meaningful to people.
Table topics after many months, I forgot how to approach.
I came across a funny incident recently. In fact, I was fighting with my wife on a petty thing. That fight escalated very quickly. I started telling, I'm going through this, you are doing this. We were going to and fro for a long time. And suddenly we realized we were in my in-laws' house and 2-3 monkeys popped on the balconies. And we had a brother-in-law's child who was excited and we all went there to see. I jokingly told my wife, look there, your relatives are there on the balcony. And then her reply literally shocked me because she looked at me and said, yeah, see that one there? That's my mother-in-law. I was stunned for a minute. Then I sat back, thought about what she told, and then I thought, okay, if you have to give it to someone, you'll have to be ready to take it back as well. And that is when, after all the fights, when we ended the discussion on funny laughs, I realized life is all about fights and giggles. And I realized why we were fighting was not even worth fighting. And that is when I realized, if we fight over petty things and make that a big issue, I mean, life is too short to bother about all these. That's what I would advise all of you, and especially to my wife. I started acknowledging the small things which you usually ignore. Right? Those small thank yous once a while. One time she fed me because I was busy with an online meeting. One thank you will be good. Right? On those small thank yous and small acknowledgements will actually make our life better. I encourage you to try that once and you'll see how happy your life would be.
right how we realized that no matter how big the fight was, it always started with something petty. Yeah. So good luck with that. All right. Now to end with a bang, we have DTM Vijayan to come up and tell us how to make Diwali a bit more meaningful for people, everybody. How to make Diwali a bit more meaningful in the way we celebrate.
The festival is called Deepavali and not Shabdavali. So, Kannada Shabda means noise. So, Tirumalesh Master, fellow Toastmaster, yes, Diwali or Deepavali, the festival of lights. But I think we have lost it by just all those bombs and those crackers which emanate so much of noise. So the first thing I would recommend people in the house who love all those noisy things, please consider again. As it is, decibel levels in Bangalore are very high with traffic noise, honking and what stuff. Okay, so first is the noise. Second thing, because of Shabdavali, also the smoke factor. As it is pollution, as it is not enough in Bangalore. With after Diwali, you can barely see people. You can just see a lot of blue smoke. That's not pollution, right? So one thing is, please cut down on crackers because the smoke we're needing all of that, and we need more DHO after that. Third thing I would say, we just not bursting crackers, burning crackers. We are burning a hole in our pocket. We won't have pockets left after Diwali because the way we burn crackers are so expensive, astronomical. Rockets are now going to the sky. The prices of crackers are skyrocketing. So friends, I just wanted one message. Deepavali, just light a lamp outside your house, right? Enlighten people in Deepavali. You don't need crackers. There are a lot of crack people around. Just enjoy Deepavali with lights. Back to the topic.
I thank everyone who participated in the table topics enthusiastically. I thank you so much. It's your light which radiates for this club to move one step forward every day. Alright, with that, I hand it over back to the stand-in TMOD.
Definitely an illusion, but because our actual TMOD is outside on an urgent call, so I thought I would take it up. Thank you so much, Pradeep, Padmanabhan, for taking us on a beautiful pre-Diwali ride, and we already had our sweets and crackers and how to even Elon Musk came and celebrated with us, right? So let's have a big round of applause for our table topic master and for all the speakers. And now it's time for the evaluation. And for that, we have, a lot has already been said by our TMOD. But one thing I would surely like to say is that I find this person extremely, extremely enthusiastic every time I call him. He the beginning of the call is always starts with a joke, and we laugh for another couple of seconds, and then the actual talk starts. So a person with a childlike enthusiasm and childlike love and care, let's welcome with a big round of applause DTM Rajdeep Manwani.
Thank you so much, Amrith. I think so blue has gotten into our blood today. There's an illusion. One TMOD comes, another TMOD comes, you come in a blue sari. The blue sari is also an illusion. Fellow Toastmasters and the two TMODs in particular. Today we started the meeting with the theme. Very nice theme, right? A heart filled with lights makes the world brighter. And I remember two small things which happened in my college days. There was this boy called Rahul Marwa, and he liked this girl called Ruchika Chanana in our class. And she was a very smart girl, and he didn't know how to propose to her, because many boys had gone and they had failed miserably. She was a very creative girl. And in those days we used to have a lot of power cuts, it was not called BESCOM, it was called KEB at that time, and Karnataka Electricity Board, and a lot of power cuts. So he once went up to her and he said, with his heart full of light, he said, Ruchika, you are the light of my life, even KEB can't take it away. And there was one more boy called Sundar who liked another girl called Chaitra. You might be wondering why he didn't find any girl. No problem, because they proposed to the girls whom I wanted to, correct? And he used to play a lot of chess with one more girl called Shweta over there in class, and one day after a chess match they went for breakfast, and we had this Kanti Sweets opposite our college, St. Joseph's College of Commerce. And while eating over there, he made the most delightful proposal in a very sweet manner. He told Shweta, you like the breakfast? She said, yeah, it's very nice. He said, can I have breakfast with you for the rest of my life? Correct? But that's the way in which even a general evaluator functions. He has to give you the right feedback in the right way. And we started our meeting sharp 15 minutes late. To the dot. 6:20 was announced, we came at 6:35. Bhavana was wondering, do I start, do I not start, do I start, do I not start? But we can't help it because there was a lot of traffic and a lot of us got in the traffic and got into the maze. But whatever, well begun is half done. At least you began at 6:35. And I couldn't see, but I heard you've done a brilliant job with the rangoli, you've done a brilliant job with the lighting of the lamps, you've decorated it, you've not overdone it, you've not underdone it. A brilliant job. Please give Bhavana a big round of applause for her entire team. Bhavana, the other thing which you did extremely well was introduce the president with so many adjectives, warm, enthusiastic, this, that. It almost felt you had fallen in love with Chaitra, but really, with so much of enthusiasm. I think so that was also well done. Only thing which I think you could improve is don't ask so many questions when you are doing the TM. I know you want to involve the audience, but look at the questions you ask, like what is your favorite dress? And then I think so Gangaadhar said swimming suit, and then you start laughing. You imagine him in a swimming suit, correct? And then you asked which is your favorite character, and that Veeresh so happily bomb, he looked at you and said what a bomb or whatever you said, correct? Hydrogen bomb. And he felt so happy. Don't indulge these married men like this, correct? Safeguard yourself. This Diwali from bombs and these men, correct? So don't involve those questions. You could have made it simple. And also do one more small thing. Like you said, they make rose cookies in your house. So just connect it with the president. Say, oh, rose cookies are so sweet and so is our president. So it brings a little bit of light and a little bit of connection to that. But other than that, you have been doing a fantastic job. Please give Bhavana a big round of applause. Then we had the VP membership who swore in the members, and I think so for the first time after a long time, I've seen only one member being sworn in. I think so. It's good you swore in one member. One is better than nothing. But I think so there is a little bit of cause of concern. I've never seen this happening earlier, that at least 3 or 4 members are sworn in. Even if you would have sworn in, the other person would have come 2. 2 is not much. I think so the membership has dropped to 55, 60. There has to be something, because you're not going to have a speech craft in February. So I think so the committee should sit together and have a membership drive. We had never gone below 75, 80 in our membership, and I think so just swearing in one member, it is a little cause of concern. So I think so the committee has a food of thought to think about. Remember the VP membership only said drop, but we are a big ocean. Now we are shrinking into a lake and a pond, which shouldn't become, we become a DHM or pipe of water, correct? So I think so the team should sit for the next 2-3 months and think of a membership drive and increase the number of members in our club. But other than that, I think so Veeresh did a very good job. He called the person and we all stood up for one person. I think so it's a good job as a VP membership, but there has to be something done about the members. So please give Veeresh and Vijayan a big round of applause. We also had the very vivacious secretary Shreya, and I think so she lights up the whole thing and the way she introduced it. Good job as a secretary. Please keep it up, Shreya. But don't leave the club after you leave the secretary next job, right? Because of the, I know your commitments as a student. So please give Shreya a big round of applause. Then we have a dynamic CMOD. Has he come back? No.
Yes, he's back.
Oh, he's back. Fantastic. Vaidyanathan, Blue Illusion, where did you go? Okay. But we had the dynamic Toastmaster of the day, and I think so Vaidyanathan has a brilliant way of doing two things. Bringing in humor very spontaneously. So don't you think he brought in a lot of humor? Every time he brought in some crack, some way in which he lightened up the entire atmosphere, passing a dig on somebody, bringing out something in somebody. I think so. Sometimes I feel that, Vaidyanathan has learned all this from me. But whatever. I thought he told me. And I like the way he introduced everybody, including me. Fantastic. How he increased my district championship from 4 to 5. He bred 2 PhDs. When he marries also, I think so he'll do 2 or 3 things. But I think so he did a fantastic job in introducing people, getting the crux out of them. The second thing which he did extremely well was the way in which he actually connected people, he brought things together. But one or two things which I think Vaidyanathan should have done better. Remember that brilliant story which he gave about that heart attack and BP and sugar, right? With his apartment complex when he was going for a walk. I think so he came directly from that walk to the Toastmasters meeting. Look at the brilliant shirt and all that, walking shirt which he's worn, right? It's supposed to be ethnic wear. Today, Amrith or what? Vaidyanathan comes from USA, that's ethnic wear in Mexico, I think. Brilliant, As soon as I was there, somebody touched me, he's wearing a t-shirt. That fellow got blood pressure. Amrith told me he's looking so sweet. She got blood sugar. And Chaitra got a heart attack. Seeing you because you told she's so serious. Correct? And that brings me to Chaitra's address. Chaitra, you gave a fantastic presidential address. I like the way you talked about making Diwali very meaningful, about Gaiwali and all those things. But I think just a little bit of humor, just a little bit of excitement because it's Diwali, correct or no? So you should have cracked a joke, Vaidyanathan, I'm a small cracker, you're a big cracker, but my pop is bigger than yours, correct or no? You should have told him something like that. He's cracking jokes on you, so you should also have something to say, or you shouldn't have got that heart attack when you saw him, correct? You should have said, oh my God, Vaidyanathan, I feel like these lights, these Diwali lights, and you are the switch who turns me on, whatever, correct? Add a little humor, Chaitra, correct or no? Too many speechcrafts has made you too serious. Reduce speechcraft, increase membership. So I think so you should have cracked a little jokes, but otherwise I think so Chaitra, you're doing a wonderful job. She has the tremendous responsibility of carrying the 1500 meeting. So I think Chaitra did a fantastic job. Vaidyanathan did a better job in introducing her, correct? And bringing her, but Vaidyanathan, I think so you've done a fantastic job. Just a little bit casual Diwali, so you're a bomb of the club, so you have to look better, correct? So just pay a little attention to that. And secondly, who is evaluating Amrith Kaur today? Priyanka Ranade, right? Yeah. But you did her evaluation before that only. For all the other speakers, you connected them by giving 2 lines, but for Amrith, you so much were interested in blue film, blue this, blue that, correct? 3 minutes you continuously told about blue for her, correct or no? Now that poor Priyanka is thinking, who's going to evaluate? She'll come on stage and say, whatever Vaidyanathan said is okay, thank you very much. evaluating, evaluate everybody equally. Correct, Pranu? But otherwise, a great job. So for his great sense of humor and great way of introducing people, give Vaidyanathan a big round of applause. We had the first speaker, Shreyas, who spoke about the diamonds and those coins, which were really very interesting. And to introduce and to evaluate him, we have the fascinating yoga teacher. Okay. Rashi, which is your favorite bomb? Okay, she'll come and tell it. So let's call the beautiful and beautiful, not beautiful, yoga teacher Rashi to give her evaluation.
Happy evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Happy evening.
So, the purpose of the project was to deliver a well-organized speech as well as apply feedback given during the previous speech. Starting with the first point, which is the well-organized speech, I think you did an excellent job starting with your introduction, where you started with a question. So I think that really brought the attention of the audience, wondering what is it that your speech is going to be about. And then you slowly flowed into the two stories that you had. I think the personal story added the touch of relatability, where I think the audience was able to connect better with what you said. And the last was the takeaway. I really liked how you wove all three of them together, and it brought out the essence of the entire speech. Adding to that was your title, which was Act, and also the light humor that you added here and there, where he spoke about women always being right, and the other incident, the train incident that he spoke about. So I think the structure of the entire speech was really well done. Moving on to the second part, which was to apply the feedback given during the previous speech. The feedback was to use tonality and facial expressions more in the speech. I think you did a fair job, but there was still room for a lot more. What I mean to say is that when we're talking about tonality, I think the places where you spoke about excitement when he got the gold coins was slightly missing. The tone was very flat, so maybe the excitement was missing for the audience. So maybe if you could have said that the beggar was so happy seeing the bag full of gold coins. So that adds a visual for the audience to actually experience that moment. And when we're talking about facial expressions, the time where you spoke about the disappointment that the beggar had when he found out that the diamonds were missing. So maybe if you could have taken a small pause there, dropped the volume. So for example, you could have said that the beggar, when he realized that the diamond was missing, like that was a genuine grief that you could have shown, which the beggar must have had when he lost something so valuable. So I think your content was set, which was the base. Your maybe just a little bit more masala in the dish, which was the facial expressions, and the tonality would have really brought out the speech. So I would suggest that you try this project again, adding a little bit more flavor, and maybe you would serve us something much more impactful the next time. All the best. Thank you.
Rashi, as soon as you go off the stage, I have to say the diamond is missing from the stage. I think so. You did a fantastic evaluation. You have improved dramatically over a period of time. I've seen you give the first evaluation and now. So I think so, Rashi, you did a great job. One thing which I think Shreyas you could have done was you spent a lot of time on the first story, but the personal story about your uncle was very short. So might be next time even it out so that we get a personal experience and an aged experience. But otherwise, Shreyas, a good job. Take into consideration Rashi's evaluation. Next we had blue, correct? Okay, so we had Amrith, and she's going to be evaluated by Priyanka. Priyanka, you're very blue.
revolutionized color blue is Duraisamy. Toastmaster Amrith, a very interesting subject, packed with great examples and details, which you actually kept us all very engaged in your speech. I also like the way with great enthusiasm you started your speech. You threw a question to all of us, and you got us very engaged and involved, and made us all actually think about the color blue and how much it impacts us. The main purpose of your speech is to present a well-structured and a well-researched speech. In my opinion, you met the purpose of the project. If I might share few suggestions that can take your speech to the next level. First is, I felt the transition in your speech was a little flat. You had too many points, a lot of things that you shared. I felt that that same thing was made a little more concise. The transition from water to sky, water to animal, it was fine. But after that, when you went to the flowers, it was too much into detail that I felt there was a lack in the transition. So that is something that I feel you have to probably consider. Second, your speech had a lot of examples. And sometimes when a speech has a lot of examples, remembering what you said and also the facts that you were trying to mention, the retention is very, I can say it will be very little, keeping the attention span that all of us have. Suggestion I would give is stick to 2 examples, elaborate that, give what are the credible sources from where you got these facts. Let it be the scientist, what kind of an experiment in which all these things were derived from, the facts that we're trying to share. You had facts but no credible source, and who did these kind of research and experiments to give us these kind of facts. The third, I felt the conclusion, it was not very strong. Also, probably you had too much of information that you were overshooting your time, so you had to kind of abruptly end your speech. So, these are the 3 main areas, according to me, where you have to pay a lot of focus when you're giving a research and presentation speech. All in all, I really love your speech. Great information. If you probably pay little attention to these suggestions, you will be a great and will go to the next level. All the best and looking forward to your upcoming speeches.
Is a fitness enthusiastic enthusiast, and she's run the 42-kilometer marathon recently, and that's why she used to do marathon suggestions on Amrith's speech. So please give Priyanka a big round of applause. There's a French proverb that says, what can create you can destroy you. If you have so many facts, you find it difficult to remember, and that's what happened with Amrith. She forgot a little bit of her facts. And the second thing I thought, the entire speech was an illusion, because I'm a student of science, I follow very. Everything in life gets reflected. So it's not only blue which gets reflected, right? So if I put my light on something else, the wavelength which reflects is red. If you have to crush the whole world into pigments, 90% of the world is only brown, black and white, and a little bit of green, means green. So every other color is scarce in the world, right? So I think so you should do a little bit of research on that. It's not only blue which is red, even yellow is red. Even whichever the orange is red. So little bit of that, but a great attempt to bring about the beautifulness of this world. So please give Amrith a big round of applause. Finally, we had Vaidyanathan, who was smitten by Shivangi. He said all the 3 evaluators are girls. So we have the very, very amazing Shivangi, who's a fantastic wealth manager, a chartered accountant, a girl with so many beautiful words. I don't have words to explain about her. So let Shivangi talk about what she thought about the data plumber, Vivek Vijay.
Good evening, everyone. And Toastmaster Vivek specifically. You gave us a wonderful speech with some much needed awareness. So I'm going to quickly start with the acronym PET, PET, to how I found you were exceptional on stage today. You had a powerful opening. Right from the first line, you caught our attention. Kaveri water, almost all of us drink Kaveri water. I have some not so good news for you. Our attention was rapt at that point, and you gave us a very clear sense of direction after that. Powerful opening. E, evidence-based content. You had so many examples, and all of them were so relatable. They weren't about anything that was rocket science, very relatable to things that all of us know in our real life. So evidence-based content, Kaveri, brain tumor, COVID third wave, great job in that. And T, thoughtful organization. You had an amazing introduction, then you gave a couple of examples, and then you ended it with a call of action, SLS. I think sensational, don't believe anything with a lack of context and sketchy sources. So good job on that. You were very easy on stage, expressive hand gestures. These are all the places that you did amazingly well. Now, if I may humbly share my observations with you, and if it helps you, then I would be honored. I would use the acronym, you said SLS, I would use the acronym SPS. S stands for stage usage. You were standing on one spot. You were sharing very scary thoughts, scary messages. So if you could move around a bit, even if it is rehearsed, I think it would ease both you and the audience in your speech. So stage presence. P stands for pause. Now, this is my personal opinion. I have observed that in many instances in your speech, you use some disregarding expressions or words. Like you say a sentence and then you say, oh, whatever it is that people call. Or you, after ending a sentence, you nod your head vigorously, and what happens with that is whatever sentence you said before that, the importance or the impact of that sentence drops. So if you want to challenge yourself, you can rehearse your pause. Instead of saying whatever or those hand gestures, maybe you can just pause. Initially it might feel rehearsed, but you might get used to it. And the last one, S was stage presence, P was pause, and the last one, again another S. Now you chose a very relevant, very real life problem, which was misinformation, right? You could have had the surprise element in it. For example, I'll demonstrate what you could have done. I'm going to share with all of you 3 instances that scares me to my core, that questions my belief in humanity. Number 1, am I slowly dying by drinking water? And then tell the correlation. Number 2, is my brain preparing itself for a tumor because I'm an avid reader? And then talk about that tumor instance. And number 3, how well can I prep myself for the next COVID wave? And then talk about COVID. And then you give a pause and you break the bubble by telling all of this is misinformation. Then give the call to action. So that way you would have unfolded from an announcement style speech to a more suspense style speech. So other than that, you did a wonderful job. Congratulations on completing this project, and I look forward to listening to more speeches of yours. Thank you.
I like the way Shivami said, other than that, you did a wonderful job. Giving him so many suggestions that Vivek has started doubting what have I learned in Toastmasters all this. Other than the evaluation, you did a good job, Shivami. But I think so, she gave you so many suggestions, but I think so, Vivek, you're a gem of this club. You did a fantastic job. Whatever SLS, PET, so many abbreviations, and I've lost touch, correct? But after this, I think so, Vivek did a fantastic job and Shivangi did a very, very thorough evaluation. Give both of them a big round of applause. We had a small break of 2 minutes, correct? 2 minutes. What the children do is number 2. Okay, so we had 2. That's how, this, when they announce these housey numbers, no? They say, what the children do, number 2. 4 and 3, Margi Bichari Meenat Mari, like that, Okay, so anyway, let's come back to the table topics. We had Pradeep who came on stage. Pradeep is a very, very innovative guy. He came out with simple topics, good topics, and I think so he did a fantastic job. And I think so because of the lack of members and the lack of time, in that time he finished 6 or 7. So please give Pradeep a big round of applause for whatever he did. Excellent job Pradeep for whatever you called Richard sir, and you connected it to the topic, so that was very nice. But I think so at the end when you called Shashank and Vijayan sir. Both of them were given almost the same topic, and you said stalwart, how do you make Diwali more meaningful? So I think, see, members, it's reflective of the members. See, like Vaidyanathan had said, Shashank had already decided to speak about that monkey. And then something he made it meaningful. I don't know how it made it meaningful to us by telling that his mother-in-law, his wife's mother-in-law is a monkey. But something he had decided, and he decided to speak on that. And I think so Vijay did a fantastic job. He said that let's have a noiseless Diwali, Shabdavali, right? Even I decided to have a noiseless Diwali. I sent my mother to her in-law, so no noise in the house today. Correct? But I think so, might be, you could have varied the topic a little bit, at least for the last two. But otherwise, all the people who came on stage, spoke, did a wonderful job. For that, please give Pradeep and the table topic speakers a big round of applause. We are now running out of time, so let me call my tag team quickly. As the timer, we had the timer first or the grammarian came in first? Okay, grammarian. So we'll start off with the timer, I think. So the timer is a fantastic sports enthusiast, and she's also learning Latin dance on weekends. And she's asked me to tell that anybody wants to join her for a dance can always. So please welcome the very, very charming Chaitra Prasad as the timer.
Hi everyone, I'll keep it crisp.
The dance or the? Go ahead, no problem.
Right.
Keep it crisp.
So the speakers, in the prepared speakers, Amrith and Vivek have crossed the red card. Evaluation, Shivangi and Rashi has crossed 3 minutes. In table topics, only 2 are there, Vijay and Puneeth, who are more than 1 minute. Thank you.
Good. That's why when Puneeth gave his table topic, he had to speak longer. You can take Marwari out of business, but you cannot get business out of a Marwari. Puneeth had to speak out letters, but good job, Shweta. And for the R counter, we had a very nice introduction. A very senior person working in a very high position, but he's very interested in equity management and wildlife photography. Please welcome on stage Muralidharan, please.
More than the filler words, there are many blue words.
No, blue. Amrith.
And everybody were within the 5, total count was 5, less than that, except Toastmaster Tirumalesh, he had that word more than 7 times. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amrith, for your keep it crisp, you kept it crisp, okay? Finally, we have a student who's all the way from Kerala, but he's joined St. Joseph's University in his first BBA. Please welcome George Matthew as the grammarian.
I too will try to keep this short and very crisp. So the word of the day was actually kind of a disappointment. Only 3 people used it. Toastmaster Shreyas used it once. Toastmaster Pradeep used it once. And medium Dr. Rajdeep used it more than 5 times. So let's give him a round of applause. Next one. And moving to the not so good usages, only a few which is nitpicking, to be very honest. There's wrong at wrong time could be rang at the wrong time. Took it from you could be which I took from you. And the word honor was used as honored, so correct usage I believe is honored. And the list of words which I found interesting are serene, myths, instances, witty, rebuke, glass, optical, illusion, amphibians, oxidation, encyclopedia, petition, frenzy, petty, skyrocketing, indulge, and smitten. And an interesting quote was, act with kindness, but do not expect gratitude. With this, I conclude my grammarian's report and hand it back to the gentleman.
Thank you so much. we've had a wonderful meeting today. So please give the committee a big round of applause for organizing this Diwali special meeting. And with that, I would like to hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, Vaidyanathan.
A lot of applause once again for the Chaitra. With that, I hand it over back to the President, Toastmaster. What's her name? Chaitra Chandapillai.
A quick announcement. There is the voting link that has been posted on the WhatsApp group. The password again is 1212 12.
Oh, now she laughed.
Okay, Dr. Rajdeep has been waiting for that.
Waiting for a lovely laughter.
Okay, while we are voting, there is one announcement, a couple of announcements. And for that, I would like to invite onto the stage Toastmaster Shashank to give us
Quick announcement, you would have seen the message in the WhatsApp group. The Division B contest, humorous speech contest and the table topic contest is happening on the 1st of November. We have two wonderful representatives from our club. Toastmaster Amrith representing the humorous speech contest and Toastmaster representing the table topic contest. So request you to register for the contest. Again, lunch will be provided, no registration cost. Come there to support and cheer for our contestants because the winner of that division contest will represent the club or the division at Jamboree, the mid-year conference of Toastmasters District 92, which will happen on 29th and 30th of November. So the registration link for that we'll share it later. But for Division B, the first hurdle before Jamboree, it's on November 1st. So do register to cheer for Amrith and Abel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shashank. We also have our 1500th meeting coming up. I would like to ask you all to block your calendars and make sure, all of our members, please make sure you attend. When? It will be on the 1st of November and the details are announced in the WhatsApp group. Okay, moving on, we will start with the awards ceremony for today. The Best Speaker Award goes to someone who almost made us sign a petition to ban DHMO water. Toastmaster Vivek Vijayan. The Best Evaluator Award goes to someone who used an acronym SPS to counter another acronym SLS. Toastmaster Shivangi. The Best Table Topics Speaker Award goes to someone who is so tired of the chaos around him, he wants a noiseless Diwali. DTM Vijayan. The Best Auxiliary Role Taker Award goes to someone who started with a sare gama and told us to avoid all the R's. Toastmaster Muralidharan. goes to someone who always brings a lot of humor to the stage. Even though today he had a serious role, he brought in so much of humor. TTM, Rajdeep Manwani. We also have.
Group photo that is still here.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, we also have the best dressed awards. The best dressed female award goes to someone who came here dressed in her favorite color. Toastmaster Amrith Kaur. We have a tie for the best dressed male award. The first one goes to someone who is also wearing a lot of blue. Vijay Gangaadhar. And the other awardee is someone who came from Nepal.